Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me right now. While you're sitting there saying, I can't, someone else is saying, I can, and taking your spot. While you're whispering, I might, they're declaring, I will, and claiming your prize. While you're hoping I should, they're commanding, I must, and living your dream. The question isn't whether you have what it takes. The question is whether you'll do what it takes. TC Foundation of I Can. Discovering your infinite potential. The Belif breakthrough. You want to know what separates champions from casualties? It starts with two little words that can change everything. I can. But most people don't really believe it. They say it, but they don't feel it. They hope it, but they don't know it. They wish it, but they don't live it. I can isn't just a phrase. It's a featureless subschwai. It's not just words. It's a way of life. It's not just what you say. It's what you become. Right now, I want you to say it. Say, I can. Did you whisper it? Did you mumble it? Did you say it like you're asking permission? No. Say it like you mean it. Say it like your life depends on it. Say it like it's the truth. I can. That's better. But we're just getting started. The moment you truly believe I can, everything changes. Your posture changes. Your energy changes. Your approach changes. Your results change. But here's what most people don't understand. I can isn't about having all the resources. It's not about having all the skills. It's not about having all the connections. It's about having all the conviction. When you say I can, you're not saying you have everything you need. You're saying you'll find everything you need. You're not saying the path is clear. You're saying you'll make the path clear. You're not saying it will be easy. You're saying it will be word IT. Yeah, paint the tab. THG compels us, AC activation. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I can means you recognize that inside you right now, there's untapped potential waiting to be lashed. There's unused strength waiting to be activated. There's dormant greatness waiting to be awakened. Every human being has capacities they've never accessed. Every person has strengths they've never utilized. Every individual has powers they've never unleashed. But the majority of people die with their music still in them. They take their potential to the grave. They live their entire lives saying, I can't, when the truth is, I can. Science tells us we only use 5% of our brain. What about the other 90%? What about that untapped genius that's sitting dormant inside your skull? What about those unused neural pathways that could solve problems, create solutions, and generate ideas? I can is the key that unlocks that other 5%. It's the password that accesses your full potential. It's the code that activates your greatness, but it's not automatic. You have to choose to believe it. You have to decide to activate it. You have to commit to unleashing it. Every time you say I can't, you're putting locks on your potential. Every time you say I'm not capable, you're building walls around your greatness. Every time you say that's impossible for me, you're programming yourself for mediocrity. Stop it. Right now. No more I can't. No more I'm not capable. No more that's impossible. From this moment forward, your new default setting is I can. Your new operating system is I can. Your new identity is I can. Tease and paradigm. I can opens up a world of possibilities that I can't close this down. When you operate from I can, you start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You start seeing solutions where others see problems. You start seeing pathways where others see roadblocks. The same situation looks completely different through I can glasses versus I can't glasses. Job market is tough. I can't find a job versus I can't create opportunities. Economy is down. I can't make money versus I can find new income streams. Competition is fierce. I can't compete versus I can differentiate myself. Resources are limited. I can't afford it versus I can figure out how to afford it. Do you see the difference? Same circumstances, different mindset, different possibilities, different results. I can doesn't change your circumstances. It changes your response to your circumstances. And when you change your response, you change your results. The person operating from I can finds a way. The person operating from I can't finds an excuse. The person operating from I can creates solutions. The person operating from I can't creates problems. The person operating from I can breaks through barriers. The person operating from I can't builds barriers. Section D, Z, capital C, cultivation. But here's what's crucial. I can doesn't mean I can right now without any effort. It means I can develop the ability. It means I can acquire the skills. It means I can become capable. The difference between I can and I can't is often just yet. I can't do this versus I can't do this yet. I can't figure this out versus I can't figure this out yet. I can't achieve this versus I can't achieve this yet. That little word yet changes everything. It transforms a permanent limitation into a temporary challenge. It converts a final verdict into a current status. It shifts a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. I can means you believe in your ability to learn, grow, and develop P. It means you trust your capacity to improve, adapt, and evolve. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once a student. Every champion was once a challenger. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. His response? I can get better. He didn't say I can't play basketball. He said I can develop my skills. Oprah was born into poverty and faced countless obstacles. Her response? I can overcome this. She didn't say I can't succeed because of my circumstances. She said I can create new circumstances. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he founded. His response? I can come back stronger. He didn't say I can't recover from this failure. He said I can use this failure as fuel. Tishi confidence, constructance, ax. I can. Confidence, constructa. I can builds confidence. Every time you say it and mean it, you're depositing confidence into your psychological bank account. Every time you act on I can and see results, you're proving to yourself that you're more capable than you thought. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And it's built one I can at a time. Start small. Find something you know you can do and do it with excellence. Then find something slightly more challenging and apply the same I can energy. Then something more challenging than that. Each victory builds your confidence. Each success strengthens your I can muscle. Each achievement adds evidence to your capability portfolio. But here's the key. You don't wait for confidence to take action. You take action to build confidence. The Bifinger Joseph Joel say, I'll do it when I feel confident. The Bifinger say, I'll feel confident after I do it. You don't need confidence to start. You need to start to get confidence. I can is your starting point. Confidence is your destination. Teach you power of I will. The declivation of unstoppable intention. Section A. From bosom to promise. I can opens the door. I will walks through it. I can says it's possible. I will says it's happening. I can is potential. I will is commitment. When you move from I can to I will, you're making a fundamental shift. You're going from theoretical to practical, from potential to promise, from maybe to definitely. I will is a line in the sand. It's a declaration to the universe. It's a contract with your future self. When you say I will, you're not hoping, you're decading. You're not wishing, you're declaring. You're not dreaming, you're committing. But most people are afraid of I will, because I will requires follow through. I can is safe because it doesn't demand action. I will is dangerous because it promises. It says action. That's exactly why you need to embrace it. That's exactly why it's powerful. Section B, the commitment protocol. I will activate what I call the commitment protocol. Once you say I will and mean it, your brain starts working differently. It starts looking for ways to make it happen instead of reasons why it can't happen. Your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, suddenly starts noticing opportunities, resources, and connections that were always there, but you never saw them before. When you say, I will start my business, you start noticing business opportunities everywhere. When you say, I will get in shape, you start noticing fitness information everywhere. When you say, I will improve my relationships, you start noticing relationship advice everywhere. It's not that these things weren't there before. It's that I will open your eyes to see them. But here's what's crucial. I will without action is just wishful thinking. I will without a plan is just positive thinking. I will without execution is just impolite thinking. I will demands three things. Clarity. You must be specific about what you will do. Timeline. You must be specific about when you will do it. Action. You must start doing something today that moves you toward what you will achieve. Said you see. The intention. Ignition. I will ignite your intention. And intention is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. When you combine clear intention with consistent action, you become unstoppable. Intention is what separates successful people from unsuccessful people. Unsuccessful people have wishes. Successful people have intentions. Wishes are weak. Intentions are strong. Wishes are vague. Intentions are specific. Wishes hope for the best. Intentions create the best. When you say, I will, you're setting an intention. You're programming your subconscious mind. You're aligning your energy with your goals. But intention without action is impotent. You can't just say, I will, and then sit back and wait for it to happen. You have to say, I will, and then do everything in your power to make it happen. The universe responds to intention backed by action. It responds to I will, followed by ideo. Surrection D. Thee will power your warfare. I will is where you declare war on everything that's holding you back. It's where you draw the battle lines between who you are and who you're becoming. When you say, I will succeed, you're declaring war on failure. When you say, I will overcome, you're declaring war on obstacles. When you say, I will persist, you're declaring war on quitting. But understand this, the war is not outside you, it's inside you. It's between the part of you that says, I will, and the part of you that says, I won't. Every day, you'll face internal resistance. Every day, your comfort zone will try to pull you back. Every day, your fear will whisper, you can't do this. That's when I will becomes your weapon. That's when I will becomes your shield. That's when I will becomes your stricacy. When doubt says you can't, you say I will. When fear says it's too risky, you say I will. When circumstances say it's impossible, you say I will. I will is your response to every internal and external force that tries to stop you. Section E, the determination declaration. I will is your determination in verbal form. It's the sound of an unbreakable spirit. It's the voice of someone who has decided that failure is not an option. Determination is what carries you when motivation fails. Motivation gets you started. Determination keeps you going. Motivation is emotional. Determination is D-A-D-I-C, Season L. Motivation is temporary. Determination is permanent. Motivation depends on how you feel. Determination depends on what you've decided. When you truly embrace I will, you're tapping into a level of determination that most people never access. You're connecting with a part of yourself that doesn't know how to QUT. It's like this level of determination is what separates the Bible from the Bible and Joseph Joe. The Bible and Joseph Joe say I will when they feel like it. The Bible say I will regardless of how they feel. The Bible Joseph Joe let circumstances determine their I will. The Bible let their I will determine their circumstances. Tishi regency of I must not the non-negatiable imperative. Section A, the elevation to necessity. I can is capability. I will is intention. I must is necessity. When you move from I will to I must, you're elevating your goal from something you want to, something you need, from something that would be nice to something that's non-negotiable. I must is the highest level of commitment. It's where preference becomes privilege. It's where desire becomes demand. It's where want becomes need. Most people never reach I must. They stay comfortable in I can and occasionally visit I will. But I must, that's reserved for the elite. I must is what drives people to extraordinary lengths. It's what makes people do things they never thought they could do. It's what transforms ordinary people into legends. When you say I must, you're not just making a statement, you're making a vow. You're not just expressing intention, you're expressing obedience. Second B, the survival instinct activation. I must activate your survival instinct. It tricks your brain into believing that achieving your goal is a matter of life or death. And when your brain believes something is a matter of survival, it unleashes resources you didn't know you had. It gives you access to strength you didn't know existed. It provides you with focus you've never experienced yet. Think about it. When your life is truly in danger, what happens? You become capable of extraordinary things. Mothers lift cars off their children. People run faster than they'd ever run. Individuals perform feats that seem impossible. That's the power of survival instinct. That's the power of I must. When you say I must succeed, your brain starts treating success like survival. When you say I must overcome this, your brain starts treating overcoming like breathing. When you say I must achieve this goal, your brain starts treating achievement like leaving. But here's the key. You have to mean it. You can't just say I must casually. You have to say I must with the intensity of someone whose life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Section C, the no excuse on I must eliminates excuses. When something is a must, excuses become irrelevant. You don't make excuses for breathing. You don't make excuses for eating when you're starving. You don't make excuses for sleeping when you're exhausted. Why? Because these are musts. These are necessities. These are non-negotiables. Make it the last thing you hear every night. Make it the soundtrack of your success. Section B, the action acceleration. But declaration without action is delusion. You must follow your declaration with immediate action. After you declare, I can, immediately do something that proves you can. After you declare, I will, immediately do something that demonstrates your commitment. After you declare, I must, immediately do something that shows your urgency. Action validates your declaration. Action transforms words into reality. Section C, the persistence protocol. There will be days when you don't feel like declaring, I can, I will, I must. Those are the days when it's most important. Your feelings are temporary. Your declaration is permanent. Your emotions fluctuate. Your commitment is constant. Your mood changes. Your mission remains the same. Section D, the evidence accumulation. Every time you act on I can, I will, I must, and see results, you're accumulating evidence. Evidence that it works. Evidence that you're capable. Evidence that success is not just possible. It's inevitable. This evidence becomes your foundation. It becomes your fuel. It becomes your proof. THE transformation, testimonies, real people, real results. Section A, from doubt to dominance. Let me tell you about Sarah. 3 years ago, she was stuck in a dead-end job, drowning in debt, with dreams that seemed impossible. She started with, I can't change my situation. Then she shifted to, I can learn new skills. Then she committed, I will start my own business. Finally, she declared, I must succeed for my children. Today, she owns a 7-figure company and employs worser people. What changed? Her language, her mindset, her commit. Section B, from failure to fortune. Marcus failed in business 3 times. Each failure reinforced his belief. I can't succeed as an entrepreneur. But on his 4th attempt, he changed his approach. I can learn from my failures. I will apply those lessons. I must succeed. Failure is no longer an option. His 4th business sold for Woozer's $1 million. Same person, different mindset. Section C, from ordinary to extraordinary. Jennifer was an average student, average athlete, average everything. She accepted average as her destiny until she discovered the power of I can. I will. I must. I must. I can excel at something. I will discover what that is. I must refuse to be average. She's now an Olympic medalist. Average people don't become Olympians. But people who refuse to stay average dot resistance, recognition. What will try to stop you? Section A, the internal enemies. Your biggest enemy isn't outside you. It's inside you. It's the voice that says, yo, who are you kidding? You can't do this. You've tried before. You won't follow through. You don't have to change. You're fine as you are. That voice is your internal resistance. It's comfortable with where you are. It's terrified of where you're going. Recognize that voice. Acknowledge that voice. Then exegol that voice. Section B, the external opposition. People around you might resist your transformation. They're comfortable with who you are. They're threatened by who you're becoming. They'll say, you know, you're being unrealistic. You should be more practical. You're changing too much. These people are not your enemies. They're just scared. Scared that your growth will leave them behind. Scared that your success will highlight their stagnation. Love them, but don't let them limits you. You'll see the circumstantial challenges. Circumstances will test your commitment to I can, I will, I must. When money gets tight, you'll be tempted to say, I can't afford to pursue my dreams. When obstacles appear, you'll be tempted to say, I won't continue this struggle. Oh. When progress is slow, you'll be tempted to say, I don't have to keep pushing. These are tests. These are opportunities to prove your commitment. These are chances to demonstrate that your I can, I will, I must is stronger than your circumstances. TC, acceleration strategies. How? To amplify your power. How? To amplify your power. Section A, the visualization amplification. See yourself living. I can, I will, I must with total success. Visualize yourself confidently saying, I can, and watching doors open. Visualize yourself powerfully declaring, I will, and seeing people believe in you. Visualize yourself urgently stating, I must, and feeling unstoppable. Energy. Make these visualizations vivid. Make them real. Make them so compelling that they pull you toward them. Section B, the environment engineering. Engineer your environment to support I can, I will, I must. Surround yourself with people who believe I can is always true. People who honor I will as sacred commitment. People who understand I must as non-negotiable necessity. Can move from your environment. People who say you can't. People who don't keep their word when they say I will. People who have no must in their vocabulary. Section C, the accountability architecture. Build systems that hold you accountable to I can, I will, I must. Find someone who will, challenge you when you out your I can. Hold you accountable to your I will. Remind you of your I must when you want a QIT. This person becomes your success partner. They become your accountability warrior. They become your transformation guardian. Section D, the progress tracking. Track your progress in living. I can, I will, I must. Daily questions, how did I demonstrate I can today? How did I act on I will today? How did I honor I must today? You know, those weekly questions. Yo, where did I limit my I can this week? Where did I break my I will this week? Where did I ignore my I must this week? You know, completely questions. How has my I can expanded this month? How has my I will strengthened this month? How has my I must intensified this month? TG, leadership P, leverage, inspiring others to embrace the Trinity. Sedja A, the contagious conviction when you truly embody I can, I will, I must. It becomes contagious. People around you start adopting the same mindset. They start believing in their own capabilities. They start making their own commitments. They start creating their own urangancy. You become a catalyst for transformation in others. You become a leader by example. You become a force that elevates everyone around you. Section B, the mentorship mandate. With great power comes great responsibilities. When you master I can, I will, I must, you have an obligation to teach it to others. Find someone who's stuck in I can't, I won't, I don't have to, and help them shift. Share your story. Share your strategies. Share your strategy. Be the person you needed when you were struggling. Be the voice that says, I can, when they're saying I can't. Be the example of I will when they're hesitating. Be the urgency of I must when they're procrastinating. Section C, the legacy creation, your commitment to I can, I will, I must creates a legacy. It creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own life. Your children will learn that I can is always the starting point. Your friends will discover that I will is a sacred commitment. Your community will understand that I must creates you unstoppable momentum. Long after you're gone, people will remember, how you believed I can was always possible. How you honored I will as unbreakable commitment. How you lived I must as non-negotiable. Necessity teach ye. Ultimate integration, becoming I can. I will, I must. Section A, the identity transformation. The ultimate goal is not just to say I can, I will, I must. It's to become I can, I will, I must. When I can becomes your identity, you stop questioning your capabilities. You start from the assumption that you can figure it out. You can overcome it. You can achieve it. When I will becomes your identity, you stop breaking commitments to yourself. Your word becomes your bond. Your promise becomes your reality. Becomes your real reality. When I must becomes your identity. You stop accepting mediocrity. You start demanding excellence from yourself. You start treating your goals as necessities rather than nice to haves. Section B, the automatic response. When I can, when I will, I must. I must is fully integrated. It becomes your automatic response to every situation. Challenge appears. I can handle this. Opportunity arises. I will seize this. Goal beckons. I must achieve this. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to force it. It becomes as natural as breathing. Section C, the unstoppable force. When you fully embody, I can, I will, I must, you become an unstoppable force. Not because you're invincible, but because you're inevitable. You don't stop when obstacles appear. You find ways around them. You don't quit when challenges arise. You find ways through them. You don't surrender when failures happen. You find ways to USE them. You become the person who always finds a way. You become the person who never gives UP. You become a person who always finds a solution. Session D, the success magnetism. I can, I will, I must create success. Magnetism. Success starts being attracted to you because you become the type of person who naturally achieves it. Opportunities start finding you. Resources start flowing to you. People start wanting to help you. Not because you're lucky, but because you've aligned your mindset, commitment, and urgency with success. Tishi Mastery Levels Progressive Development of the Trinity. Level E, the awakening. At this level, you're just beginning to understand the power of I can, I will, I must. You say the words, but you don't fully believe them yet. You make commitments, but you still break some of them. You create urgency, but it's not consistent. This is normal. This is where everyone starts. The key is to keep practicing, keep believing, keep committing. Level R, the building. At this level, you're starting to see results from I can, I will, I must. I can is becoming more believable because you have evidence. I will is becoming more reliable because you're keeping more commitments. I must is becoming more urgent because you're seeing the cost of not acting. You're building momentum. You're creating proof. You're establishing a track record of following through on your declarations. This is where most people get comfortable and play to. Don't let that be you. Keep pushing to the next level. Level 3, the breakthrough. At this level, I can, I will, I must start creating breakthrough results. People start noticing your transformation. Opportunities start appearing. Your goals start becoming realized. I can has become unshakable. Confidence. I will has become ironclad. Commitment. I must has become burning obsession. You're no longer hoping for success. You're spubbing it. You're no longer trying to achieve your goals. You're becoming the person who naturally achieves them. Level. The mastery. At this level, I can. I will. I must has become your operating system. It's not something you do. It's something you are. You automatically see possibilities where others see problems. You automatically make commitments that others consider impossible. You automatically create urgency where others create excuses. You become a master of the Trinity. You've integrated it so completely that it's become your nature. Level Woo, the legacy. At this level, your mastery of I can, I will, I must starts impacting generations. You're not just living it, you're teaching it. You're not just practicing it, you're molding it. You're not just believing it, you're proving it to others. Your life becomes a testament to the power of the Trinity. Your success becomes evidence that it works. Your transformation becomes inspiration for others to begin their own journey. TT Daily disciplines, rituals that reinforce the Trinity, the morning activation. Every morning, immediately immediately upon waking, before your feet hit the floor, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, you activate the Trinity. The I can activation. I can handle anything that comes my way today. I can find solutions to every challenge. I can make progress toward my goals. I can be the person I need to be. I can create the life I desire. The I will commitment. I will take action on my priorities today. I will honor my commitments to myself. I will push through resistance and excuses. I will be disciplined in my efforts. I will make today count. The I must declaration. I must succeed. There is no other option. I must grow. Staying the same is not acceptable. I must contribute. My purpose depends on it. I must persist. My dreams are depending on me. I must become the person my future self needs me to be. Say these with conviction. Say them with power. Say them like your life depends on their minds, because it does. The midday reinforcement in the middle of your day, when energy starts to wane, when motivation starts to fade, when challenges start to overwear with HLM, you reinforce the Trinity. Quick Trinity check. What have I proven I can do so far today? What am I demonstrating I will accomplish? How am I honoring what I must achieve? Trinity Boostulu. I can't handle this current challenge. I will push through this difficult moment. I must continue. My future depends on it. This midday reinforcement prevents the afternoon slump. It prevents the evening regret. It prevents the nightly, I should have done more conversation. Section C, the evening evaluation. Before you go to sleep, you evaluate your Trinity. Performance. I can evaluation. Where did I demonstrate? I can today. Where did I limit my I can today? How can I expand my I can tomorrow? I will evaluation. What commitments did I honor today? What commitments did I break today? How can I strengthen my I will tomorrow? I must evaluation. How urgently did I pursue my goals today? Where did I lose urgency today? How can I intensify my I must tomorrow? This evaluation ensures continuous I am pro. Vedsman. It ensures that each day builds upon the last. It ensures that your Trinity gets stronger every single day. The weekly intensification. Every week, you intensify your Trinity practice. No, I can intensification. No. Choose something you currently believe you can't do and declare, I can learn how to do this. Then take one middle step toward proving it. I will intensification. Make one commitment that's slightly bigger than what you're comfortable with. Then honor that commitment no matter what. I must intensification. Identify one area where you've been accepted good enough and declare, I must excel here. Then raise your standards and your EFF warts. The monthly mastery assessment. Every month, you assess your mastery of the Trinity. Anil, capability assessment. What new capabilities have I developed this month? What limiting beliefs about my abilities have I overcome? What evidence have I created that I can is always true? You know, commitment assessment. When how reliable has my I will been this month? Where have I strengthened my commitment muscle? What promises to myself have I honored no matter what? You urgency assessment. How consistently have I operated from my must this month? Where have I created breakthrough urgency? What goals have I pursued? What goals have I pursued with obsessive intensity? You know, this monthly assessment ensures you're always growing. It ensures you're always improving. It ensures you're always moving closer to master these obstacle obliteration strategies. When life tests your trinity, when I can is challenged, there will be moments when everything inside you screams, I can't. When the challenge seems too big, the obstacle too high, the goal too distant. This is when your I can is being tested. This is when you discover how deep your belief really goes. The I can recovery protocol, each step, acknowledge the challenge, don't deny it. Don't minimize it. Look it in the eye and say, this is significant. This is difficult. Step R, reframe the challenge. Instead of this is impossible, say this will require me to grow. Instead of I can't handle this, say I can learn to handle this. Instead of this is too much, say this is exactly what I need to become stronger. Step 7, find evidence. Look for any evidence that supports I can. Past victories, small wins. Other people who've overcome similar challenges. Use this evidence to rebuild your belief. Step 3, take one small action. Do one thing that proves I can is still true. One small step. One tiny movement. Own a micro action. Movement creates momentum. Momentum restores belief. Step 2, declare and act. Say, I can handle this, and immediately do something that demonstrates it. Don't wait for the belief to be perfect. Act your way back to believing. When I will wavers, there will be times when your commitment falters. When you've made promises to yourself that seem impossible to keep. When your I will turns into I might or I hope, this is the most dangerous moment. This is when most people quit. This is when champions are made. The I will restoration protocol. In a step E, remember your why. Why did you make this commitment? What was driving you when you said I will? Reconnect with that original motivation. Step R, assess the cost of quitting. What will you lose if you break this commitment? What will it cost you in terms of self-respect? What example will you be setting? So, make the cost of quitting bigger than the cost of continuing. A step C, adjust if necessary. Maybe your I will was too vague. Maybe it was too ambitious. Adjust the how, but don't abandon the what. Modify the approach, but maintain the commitment. Step 2, make it public. Tell someone about your renewed commitment. Make it canyon. Make it witnessed. Make it cauntable. Step 2, take immediate action. Right now, do something that honors your I will. One action. One step. One demonstration of commitment. Action restores commitment better than anything else. When I must loses urgency, sometimes the fire dies down. The urgency fades. What was once I must becomes I should or I might or eventually oh. This is when dreams die. This is when goals get abandoned. This is when potential becomes regret. The I must restoration protocol, step E. Reconnect with consequences. What happens if you don't achieve this goal? What's the cost of staying where you are? What opportunities will you miss? Okay, make the consequences of inaction vivid. Step R, sir. Visualize the victory. See yourself achieving what you must achieve. Feel the satisfaction. Feel the pride. Feel the fulfillment. Make the victory so compelling it pulls you forward. Step C, create artificial urgency. Set deadlines. Create accountability. Make public declarations. Build in consequences for not acting. Manufacture the urgency if it doesn't exist naturally. Step C, find your competition. Who else is going after what you want? Who's working while you're resting? Who's improving while you're hesitating? Let healthy competition restore your urgency. Step woo. Act with desperation. Act like your life depends on it. Move with the urgency of someone who has no other choice. Channel desperation into determination. When all three are under attack, there will be times when life hits you with everything it's got. When I can is challenged, I will is wavering, and I must lose this urgency all at the same time. This is your crucible moment. This is when you discover what you're really made of. This is when legends are born. The Trinity Emergency Protocol. Step E, survival mode. Focus on just getting through today. Don't worry about next week or next month. Just focus on living. I can, I will, I must for the next order. C. Malware. Step R, minimum viable action. What's the smallest possible action you can take that honors each element of the Trinity? Do that. Act. Build momentum with micro actions. Step 10. Emergency support. Call in your support system. Reach out to mentors, friends, family. Let them remind you of what you're capable of when you can't see it. Yourself. Step C. Faith over feeling. Operate on faith, not feeling. Trust the process even when you can't see the progress. Believe in the Trinity even when you can't feel its power. Step woo, radical recommitment. Make a new commitment to the Trinity. Stronger than before. Deeper than before. More determined than before. Let this crisis come your comeback catalyst. Teach success. Series Trinity transformations in action. The entrepreneur's evolution. Meet David. 2 years ago, he was a frustrated employee with a dream of starting his own business. But his inner dialogue was all wrong, I can't compete with established companies. I might try to start something someday. I should probably play it safe. Then he discovered the Trinity. He completely transformed his internal Dejanoju. Monthly icon activation. I can learn what I need to know. I can find the resources I need. I can compete by being different. He started reading, studying, networking. He began building his knowledge base. Months in, commitment. I will launch my business within 6 months. I will work on it every single day. I will not let fear stop me. He quit making excuses and started making progress. He set aside time every day for business development. Monthling, I must declaration. I must succeed. My family's future depends on it. I must differentiate myself from competitors. I must turn this dream into reality. The urgency kicked in. He worked with obsessive focus. He launched his business exactly 6 months after making his I will commitment. Today, David's business generates 7 figures annually and employs Jurwar people. The same person. Different mindset. Different language. Different language. Different results. The student's transformation. Sarah was failing in college. Her GPA was R&E. She was on academic probation, and everyone expected her to drop out. Her internal conversation was toxic. I can't understand this material. I'll probably fail anyway. Maybe college isn't for me. Then she embraced the Trinity. Weak ears. I can believe. I can improve my grades. I can understand the material if I study differently. If I study differently, I can turn this around. She started believing in her capacity to learn. She found new study methods. She sought help. Sir, I will promise, I will study 3 hours every day. I will attend every class. I will get help when I need it. She made specific commitments and kept them. No stuck shins. No matter how she felt weak, I must urgency. I must succeed. This is my future. I must prove everyone wrong. I must graduate with honors. The urgency transformed her EFFOLORAT. She studied with obsessive energy. She treated every assignment like her life depended on it. Revolt. She finished college with a Stendenbach GPA and graduated summa cum laude. Same brain, same circumstances, different mindset. The athlete's ascension. Marcus was a bench warmer on his high school basketball team. Coaches told him he didn't have what it takes. Teammates ignored him. College scouts didn't even know he existed. His self-talk was defeated. I can't compete at this level. I'll probably never start. Maybe I should just quit. But he chose the Trinity. JE. I can foundation. I can get better. I can earn playing time. I can become the player I want to be. He started believing in his potential instead of accepting his current reality. Week R, I will commitment. I will be first in the gym and last to leave. I will outwork everyone. I will earn my starting position. He made commitments that scared him. Then he kept them no matter what. Month E, I must drive. I must prove them wrong. I must earn a college scholarship. I must become great. The urgency fueled obsessive training. He worked out twice a day. He practiced his shot E, link times, daily. He treated every practice like the championship. Result, he became a starter, led his team to the state championship, and earned a full scholarship to a Division I university. Same height, same natural ability, different mindset, the professional's promotion. Lisa had been passed over for promotion 3 times. Her colleagues were advancing while she stayed stuck. She was bitter, frustrated, and ready to quit. Her mental conversation was toxic. I can't seem to get ahead here. They'll probably never promote me. Maybe I should just accept where I am. Then she applied the Trinity. In a week E, I can reframe. I can develop the skills they want. I can demonstrate my value. I can earn the promotion I want. She shifted from victim to victor. She started focusing on what she could control. Month E, I will action. I will exceed every expectation. I will develop new skills. I will make myself indispensable. She made specific commitments to her growth. She enrolled in courses. She took on extra projects. Sin, I must urgency. I know I must position myself for promotion. I must demonstrate leadership. I must become the obvious choice. She worked with promotion-focused intention. Every project became a promotional addition. Every interaction became a leadership demonstration result. She was promoted within 6 months and received the largest raise in company history. Same job, same company, different approach. Teach multiplication effect S. Expanding beyond yourself. The family transformation. When you master I can, I will, I must, it doesn't just change you. It changes everyone around you. Your children start believing I can because they see you believe in it. Your spouse starts committing I will because they see you honoring it. Your family starts operating from a must because they feel your gargancy. The Trinity becomes the family operating system. It becomes the household standard. It becomes the family legacy. Teaching Trinity to children. Instead of saying you can't do that, say you can learn how to do that. Instead of accepting I'll try, demand, I will do this. Instead of allowing maybe later, create urgency with this is something you must accomplish. Your children will grow up believing that I can is always the starting point. I will is always honored. And I must is always urgent. The workplace revolution. When you bring Trinity mindset to work, you become a catalyst for organizational change. Your I can attitude inspires colleagues to attempt bigger goals. Your I will reliability makes you the person everyone wants to work with. Your a must urgency elevates the performance of entire teams. You become known as the person who never says, that's impossible, I can. Always keeps commitments. I will. Treats every project as critical. I must Trinity leadership principles. When leading teams, ask, what can we accomplish together? What will we commit to delivering? What must we achieve for success? This language transforms team performance. It eliminates excuse making. It creates accessibility. It generates results. The community impact, your mastery of I will, I must creates ripple effects throughout your community. The people start noticing your transformation. They start asking what you attain. They start wanting what you have. You become a walking advertisement for the power of the Trinity. Your life becomes proof that it works. Your success becomes inspiration for others. Community Trinity spreading, method E modeling. Live the Trinity so completely that others can't extol it. Let your transformation speak louder than your words. Method R, mentoring. Find people who are stuck in. I don't have to, and help them. Shift. Share your story. Share your strategies. Method 3, teaching. Formally teach the Trinity principles. Speak at events. Write about your experience. Create content that spreads the memija. Method. Challenging. Challenge others to adopt Trinity. Thinking. When they say I can't respond, how can you? When they say I might, ask will you or won't you? When they lack urgency, ask what must you accomplish? The generational legacy, the ultimate multiplication happens across generations. Your mastery of I can, I will, I must doesn't just impact your lifetime. It impacts centuries. Your great-grandchildren will inherit a family culture that believes, I can is always the starting assumption. I will is sacred and unbreakable. I must is the standard operating urgency. They'll grow up in a family that doesn't accept or known, limiting beliefs about capabilities, broken commitments to oneself, lack of urgency about important goals. This becomes your legacy. Not just what you achieved, but what you made possible for generations. Teishi, mastery, maintenance. Keeping the Trinity alive. The consistency challenge. The biggest challenge in mastering I can, I will, I must isn't learning it, it's maintaining it. Consistently, motivation fades, enthusiasm wanes, life gets complicated. But mastery means maintaining the Trinity even when you don't feel like it. Circumstances are difficult. Progress seems slow. Others are doing consistency strategies, daily non-negotiables, morning Trinity activation, midday Trinity checked-in, even Trinity validation, weekly reinforcement, review Trinity, Vic stories, analyze Trinity, field use plan, Trinity import limits, Muley intensification, expand your I can boundaries, strengthen your I will commitments, increase your I must, you're into the evolution expectation, your mastery of I can, I will, I must should constantly evolve. What challenged you last year should be automatic this year. I can evolution, year E, I can do things I never thought possible. Year R, I can consistently expand my capabilities. Year Sen, I can help others discover their capabilities. Year Woo, I can create capability in entire organizations. I will evolution, year E, I will keep most of my commitments. Year R, I will keep all of my commitments. Year Sen, I will make bigger, bolder commitments. Year Woo, I will help others honor their commitments. I must evolution. Year E, I must achieve my personal goals. Year R, I must operate with consistent urgency. Year Sin, I must create urgency in others. Year Woo, I must leave a legacy of urgency. Sakyo C, the challenge escalation. As you master the Trinity, you must continually escalate your challenges. What once required I must urgency should eventually require only I can confidence. This means constantly reaching for bigger goals, accepting GRE-8er challenges, pursuing Higger standards, challenge escalation protocol. I corporately question, now what would require me to grow significantly to achieve? Annual question. Hey, what seems impossible now, but would transform my life if achieved? DK question. Hey, what legacy do I want to create that requires mastery of the Trinity? Sector D, the teaching imperative, the endurance mastery requires teaching. You haven't fully mastered. I can, I will, I must, until you can successfully teach it to others. Teaching forces you to clarify your understanding, deepen your praxis, strengthen your conviction, expand your impact, teaching opportunities, family, teach your children and spouse, Trinity principles. Work, help colleagues adopt Trinity thinking. Community, share your story at community events, online, create content that spreads Trinity. Mastery. When you teach the Trinity, you don't just help others, you strengthen your own mastery. TZ Ultimate challenges Trinity in extreme citation, the crisis test, the ultimate test of your Trinity mastery comes during crisis, when everything is falling apart, when nothing seems to be working, when all hope seems lost. This is when I can, I will, I must matters most. This is when it proves its true power. Crisis Trinity Protocol. I can in crisis. I can survive this. I can find a way through this. I can use this crisis to become stronger. I can help others who face similar crises. I will in crisis. I will not give up. I will find solutions. I will take one step at a time. I will emerge from this better. I must in crisis. I must survive for my family. I must overcome this for my future. I must use this experience to help others. I must prove that the human spirit is unbuffable. The failure recovery. Even with Trinity mastery, you will sometimes fail. You will have setbacks. You will face defeats. The question isn't whether you'll fail. It's how quickly you'll recover. Failure, recovery, Trinity. I can recovery. I can learn from this failure. I can bounce back stronger. I can use this failure as education. I can help others avoid similar failures. I will recovery. I will recovery. I will analyze what went wrong. I will adjust my approach. I will try again with new knowledge. I will not let this failure define me. I must recovery. I must learn from this quickly. I must get back up immediately. I must use this failure as fuel. I must prove that I'm bigger than any fairy. The success maintenance. Ironically, success can be as challenging as failure. When you achieve your goals, when you reach your dreams, when you attain what you sought, maintaining Trinity mindset becomes crucial. Success can breed, complacency weakening, I can. Overconfidence softening, I will. Satisfaction reducing, I must. Success, maintenance, Trinity. I can, in success, I can achieve even greater things. I can help others achieve similar success. I can use this success as a platform for impact. I will in success, I will not become complacent. I will set new, bigger goals. I will help others achieve their dreams. I must in success, I must use my success responsibly. I must continue growing and continuing and constanting. I must leave a legacy greater than my achievements. The legacy moment, the ultimate challenge comes at the end of your life when you ask, did I live? I can. I will. I must have fully. Did you maximize your I can? Did you discover and develop your full potential? Did you honor your I will? Did you keep your most important commitments? Did you embrace your I must? Did you pursue your most crucial goals with urgency? Legacy Trinity questions. I can legacy. What capabilities did I develop that I'm most proud of? What did I prove was possible that others thought impossible? How did I expand what people believed they could do? I will legacy. What commitments did I honor despite difficult circumstances? What promises did I keep that others thought I'd break? How did I demonstrate that I will sacred? I must legacy. What did I accomplish because I refused to accept mediocrity? What did I achieve because I treated it as non-negatable? How did I show others what's possible when something is truly a must? Teach final declaration, your Trinity graduation, the moment of truth, this is it. This is your moment. After absorbing Ursula's Link's words about I can, I will, I must, you have a choice. You can close this speech and go back to your old ways of thinking. You can return to I can't, I might, I should. You can remain in the Bifinger Joseph Joe who know what to do, but don't do what they know. Or you can make the decision that changes everything. You can embrace I can, I will, I must as your new identity. You can join the Bifingery who don't just talk about transformation life, they live it. The choice is yours. The moment is now. The opportunity is here. Here, the graduation ceremony. Stand up right now. Yes, right now. I don't care where you are. I don't care who's watching. Stand up. This is your graduation from limitation to extinctions, from hesitation to commitment, from comfortable to urgent. Repeat after me with conviction. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. I can overcome any obstacle in my path. I can become the person I was meant to be. I can create the life I truly desire. I can make a difference in this world. Now louder, I will take action on my dreams. I will commitment to I will take action on my dreams. I will honor my commitments to myself. I will push through resistance and fear. I will persist until I succeed. I will never, ever give UP. Now with desperation, I must succeed. There is no other option. I must grow. Staying the same is not assimilable. I must contribute. My purpose demands it. I must persist. My future depends on it. I must become great. The contract signing right now. Make this contract with yourself. Right? I commit to living. I can. I will. I must every single day. I understand that this is not just a philosophy. It's a way of life. I commit to, starting every day with I can be live, honoring every I will commence in operating with I must urgency. Teaching these principles of otherness to another, never, never returning to limitation. Thinking. No. This is my promise to myself, my family, and my future. I will honor this commitment when it's easy and especially when it's hard. I will live these principles when I feel like it and especially when I don't. I am no longer the person who says, I can't. Then I am no longer the person who breaks. I will. Nah, I am no longer the person who lacks thee. I must the urgency. I am now and forever a person of pessimist, commitment, and urgency. Commitment when it's easy and especially when it's hard. I will live these principles when I feel like it and especially when I don't. I am no longer the person who says I can't. And I am no longer the person who breaks. I will. I am no longer the person who lacks thee. I must urgency. I am now and forever a person of pessimist, commitment, and urgency. The first action right now, right now, before you do anything else, take one action that demonstrates your commitment to I can, I will, I must. Call someone you've been afraid to call I can. Start something you've been postponing. I will. Do something urgent toward your biggest goal. I must. Don't think about it. Don't plan it. Don't prepare for it. Don't wait. This action is your proof. This action is your evidence. This action is your beginning. Teach the ongoing journey. Living the Trinity daily. Sector A, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, the first words out of your mouth should be, I can, I will, I must. Not I'm tired, not I don't want to, not another day. I can, I will, I must. This becomes your daily mantra, your morning prayer, your life. The prayer, your life. Declaration. Sexual B, next week, when challenges arise, and they will arise, you'll face them with Trinity. Power. When someone says that's impossible, you'll say, I can find a way. When circumstances get difficult, you'll say, I will push through. When progress seems slow, you'll say, I must keep going. Section C, next month, people will start noticing something different about you. They'll see the confidence. They'll witness the commitment. They'll feel the urgency. They'll ask, what changed? And you'll tell them, I started living. I can. I will. I must. Section D, next year. You'll look back at this moment as a turning point. The moment when everything changed. The moment when you stopped accepting limitation and started embracing innocence. You'll be amazed at what I can, I will, I must made possible. Teach ye final words. Mice your Trinity destiny. Listen to me one last time. You are not who you used to be. The person who started listening to this speech, that person is Joan. That person who accepted, I can't, Joan. That person who broke, I will promises, Johnny. That person who lacked, I must urgency, Johnny. You are now a person of infinite possibility. You are now a person of unbreakable commitment. You are now a person of unstoppable urgency. I can is not just what you say. It's who you are. I will is not just what you promise. It's who you are. I must is not just what you feel. It's who you are. You are walking azimuths. You are living commitment. You are breathing. You are regency. The world needs what you have to offer. The world needs your I can energy. The world needs your I will reliability. The world needs your I must arrogancy. Don't you dare hide this from the world. Don't you dare keep this to yourself. Don't you dare play small when you were created for greatness. Go. Right now. Take your I can, I will, I must, and conquer your world. Make the impossible possible. Make your commitments unbreachable. Make your dreams non-negatable. This is not the end. This is your beginning. This is not goodbye. This is go get them. This is not conclusion. This is your commencement. I can, I will, I must. Now go prove it to the world. The end is your beginning.